once the wire is free from the routing of the loom on the left side of the shroud. You can finish rolling the harness outward. Okay, and now reaching in, we hold the fan and we raise both the fan and the shroud out at the same time. I want to take a moment and show you the front of the viscous clutch. If when you remove it, this whole area is full of oil and dirt and debris covering this bimetallic strip, that means that the ceramic seal on the pin beneath the bimetallic strip has failed and the viscous fluid has leaked out, and then of course dirt and debris stick to the oil. If that happens, please replace the viscous clutch when you reassemble the car. Without the fluid, the fan will not engage properly and the vehicle will overheat in stop and go traffic. So now we see our water pump, and as I stated earlier, to drain the coolant, I went ahead and removed the belly pan, put a drain pan beneath the lower radiator hose, and removed the temperature sensor. To get the fluid level low enough to remove the water pump, we want to go ahead and hook our pressure tester back up. And then with our upper radiator hose reconnected, we then hook our pressure tester up to our reservoir and slowly push air down into the coolant system to force the coolant out. Now, we can once again remove our hose and at this point we're going to use a 16mm socket, and we're going to take the tension off the belt. So we'll need a 16 deep, preferably a swivel head ratchet or breaker bar. You have your option. And you grab your tensioner, all right, and push down or pull up depending upon the model, and slacken the belt. Remove it off of the idler pulley, right, off of the alternator, and then slowly allow this back down. So now as you can see, when this water pump failed, we had a crack of the pulley. So we're going to go ahead and remove the pulley now. using a pry bar, get behind the pulley. Now this one is already cracked, so I'm not too concerned. But we want to go ahead and remove the pulley off of the water pump flange. Now, as you can see by the movement and noise, the bearing on the water pump has failed. At this time, we're going to slide our pan over and position our pan below the water pump. There are now 4 fasteners. You have 2 nuts on the right side, and 2 nuts on the left. Using any 2 6mm bolts, at least 30mm in length, the engineers have given us 2 threaded ports. And we want to start the bolts. There's 1 on each side of the water pump. Okay. And then using your air ratchet, slowly thread the bolts in evenly, and as you watch, it will begin to press the water pump out of the front cover. Do this evenly, a couple threads each side. When you get to where it's free, do not just let the coolant gush everywhere. Just slowly pull it out and let the water drain down to your pan. We will rinse the belts off with water when we're done. Now, once the water pump is removed, please go ahead and remove your 2 bolts. You then want to go in and inspect your opening. Make sure it's free of corrosion and make sure there's no debris, and then we can go ahead and reverse the process by installing the new water pump.